From the new recording lair located deep beneath the Wine and Spirit store in Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
You're listening to the Masonic Light Podcast.
Studio 665 presents Masonic Light Podcast. This show is recorded by Masons, for Masons, and is for entertainment purposes only. And please, no wagering.
This podcast is not endorsed by any Grand Lodge, and the ridiculous ramblings of the hosts are their own. And now, here's your host.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 66. And
66?
66.
And we are not coming to you live from the Wine and Spirit store or beneath it. We're coming to you from the Valley of Reading, the Reading Consistory.
AASRS.
Hello, Valley of Reading.
Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite of Saskatchewan.
Yes.
There we go. So, yeah, we're here for holiday happenings. We were invited once again by Brother Scott Helm, who did the electricity for our studio, so we're kind of obligated at least for one more year to keep showing up.
My question is, why is Santa Claus laying on the floor?
Well, they're getting the AED out now. I'm concerned that every year I've been here, it's a different Santa.
Yeah, it is. I've noticed that.
There's no job security here at the Valley.
No, it's a tough place to work for.
So we have joining us today. So I'm Pete Ruggieri. To my left is Larry Maris.
I'm Larry Maris. I'm here.
Filling in for Jack Harley.
Jeff Moyer.
Jeffrey Moyer.
Yes.
The Deer Slayer.
The Deer Slayer.
And Jason Lewis.
So we're all sitting here. Jeff, we know what you've been up to. You were deer hunting because you brought us a deer. Or
Yes,
deer
I did.
jerky.
Yes. I spent 3 weeks hunting this past year. Best hunting season ever. I got a deer the last Friday of archery season, which you guys are enjoying this evening. And in rifle season, my uncle got a small 7-point. So we had 3 hunters this year. We got 2 buck. That's a pretty good percentage.
Excellent.
And then in between that, I was sick and I had Masonic stuff. So it's nice to have a slow December.
Larry, have you killed anything lately? Have you run over anybody in a crosswalk?
No, I have not. No.
Okay.
No.
So you've got
But been busy Masonically, though.
You've got your anger issues under control.
So, yeah, we'll start with you since you're on my left today. So
Okay,
what have you been up to Masonically the past couple of weeks?
We started with the Goose and Gridiron Thursday. I did something Masonically on Friday evening, but you know what? The touch of dementia, I'm kind of forgetting what it was. Then on Saturday, I went to the Grand Lodge Convocation in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Convocation?
I call it convocation.
It's
They
a
call it a
quarterly.
quarterly meeting, and a quarterly meeting sounds so dull. Convocation just has so much more oomph to it. So I went to that, went and had a beautiful luncheon after that, and then I did something Saturday.
Talk to the microphone, Larry, not me.
Saturday night. What the heck did I do Saturday night? Well, and we're here today. So it's been like a 3-4 day Masonic weekend.
So, Jeff, you were sucked into this whole Masonic weekend. What did you do?
I'll go in reverse order. So I was at the Grand Lodge quarterly communication yesterday. Let's see. Thursday was Goose and Gridiron. And then last Tuesday, I was at Lamberton Lodge's stated meeting and witnessed the installation of Brother Larry Hudson, the first man of color ever to serve Lamberton Lodge number 476. Did I get that number right?
You did. And who was his first line signer?
I think was that Pete Ruggieri?
That was me.
Ruggieri.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it Masonically for the last 2 to 3 or 4 weeks with deer hunting in between and Thanksgiving.
Jason, you've been keeping busy.
Yeah, pretty much been doing about the same. I was at the Grand Lodge quarterly convocation.
Oh, jeez.
No, the Grand Lodge quarterly communication. Stated meeting for Lamberton and watched Larry B. Hudson, who's been on the show, get installed as master. And Lodge 43, no, I take that back. Helped Lamberton out with an extra meeting. And I think that is really the highlights of what I've done.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I've done Masonically. I've been focusing on the Santa Stumble, which was yesterday after the quarterly. We had about 5,000 drunk people. It was fun. I hear it was fun. I volunteered from 4 in the afternoon until 8 at night, and then I left. But But we raised like $43,000 for the police department. So it was a success, and
I was there.
For the horses and dogs, by the way.
I stumbled.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Jason's was out a little bit late.
Yeah, but that's okay.
He's depressed about it. All right, so we're here at Holiday Happenings, and we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with some exciting guests. Well, Scott Helm. And we'll be right back.
So, still here at the Quarterly, and I've actually stumbled upon an actual listener of the podcast. Why don't you tell us your name and what you do in your lodge, and how did you accidentally find the Masonic Light podcast?
My name is Don Poleskin with Carlisle Lodge number 260. Senior Master of Ceremonies, going into, I guess, Senior Deacon next year. So I actually found it. Someone brought it up at one of the events that we had at our lodge. I forget which lodge or research or something in June. Someone had announced it there. Trying to get the Right Worshipful Grand Master to come.
Oh, they love you, Larry.
So that got me looking at it. He said it was lighthearted, and it was. I listened to a couple episodes, so it was nice and lighthearted. It wasn't the traditional stuff that you hear and stuff, and it was kind of a nice twist. So, and I mean,
well, we're glad you enjoy it.
And we're back. We have a guest with us this evening, Brother Rick Storms, the president of the Hiram Scottish Rite Riders. So, Pete, now that you know his name, I'll let you interview him because you're much better at this than I am. But president of the Hiram Scottish Riders.
Mr. President, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
So what do you guys have a table set up tonight? Are you just explaining? What are you guys doing?
So tonight, every night throughout the 2 weekends, we do temporary tattoos for the kids, and so we just try to get a variety of different ones, everything from Christmas related to to Minions to all that, and just let the kids pick. We have lollipops and candy and stuff like that, and then we usually have a couple of bikes here that we have on display, and the kids can sit on the bikes if they want to and get an idea of what it's like to be on a motorcycle.
Very cool. So can you give us like the 30-second elevator pitch, what they call? Tell us a little bit about the Hiram Scottish Riders and.
So Hiram Scottish Riders, I mean, it's just a bunch of like-minded guys, really. Obviously our interest revolves around motorcycling and travel, so we do a lot of traveling. We've done Sturgis runs, and we went down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Tail of the Dragon in September. And then our main focus for raising funds is for the Children's Dyslexia Center here attached to the Scottish Rite Cathedral. So we do our best. We have a couple of events each year. We have an Irish Wake. This one's coming up, next one on March the 9th of 2019. So Saturday, March 9th, we'll have that downstairs. And we usually have about 175 to 200 people for that. And we can usually raise, somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000 for the Learning Center just through that event. So it's a pretty good time.
So how long do you guys, it's cold now, so there's no more rides.
That's to be debated, really. It varies from guy to guy, really, but some of the guys do ride year-round. And we do have our fair weather riders also. So, I would say that we're not completely, hibernating in the wintertime, but we do slow down, that's for sure.
Now, how many chapters or how wide does that go?
It's really just in the area. There is a small gathering of guys in Allentown that still operate under Hiram Scottish Riders, and then there was also one in Lancaster, but pretty much the main focus is this now.
That's Lancaster, not Lancaster.
Sorry.
Okay, so it's
talking to a Yankee here, so we say things differently.
It's not all the way across the northern jurisdiction.
No, it's not. It's not like if you went on the Blue Lodge side, you would have like what they call the Widow Sons and things like that. That's actually a worldwide organization. This is basically based here in Reading.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that are members of that are also members of like the Raja Shrine, Noble Riders there, and also the Widow Sons and things. So we do a lot of joint events together.
And do you get a pledge name or like the other groups?
You do get a road name that has to be earned. So some guys get it faster than others, but you do get a road name.
And what would your road name be?
Well, my last name's Storm, so my road name's Thunder. So it could have been a little bit more,
original.
Yeah, original. Yeah. I once let some of the guys call me Lowe's because I once led a ride and we made a wrong turn and we all had to turn around in the Lowe's parking lot, and that took a while. So there's kind of an inside joke where some guys call me Lowe's, but
Thunder and Lowe's.
Yeah.
Thunder and Lowe's. So the Irish Wake is coming up in March. Is that going to be? I guess probably not here because it's going to be. It sounds like there's alcohol involved.
Well, there are adult beverages involved, and it is here. It is downstairs, and it's a pretty good time. We have a DJ and things like that, but we also have guys the bagpipes and everything. We do like a whole funeral procession in the beginning where we come in and we're carrying the casket on our shoulders, and we're celebrating the passing of Old Man Winter as a motorcycle club. So we can get back out on the road. And do some
Brother
riding.
Andrew Sterling, I think he's a member of the Valley of Harrisburg. He does funerals for that motorcycle that is a hearse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We could probably we could make a phone call, and maybe get him here.
Right. Ever expanding. So yeah, it's a pretty good time. And like I said, we've been doing it probably for 7 or 8 years, and it keeps growing every year. So last year we just kept to the verge of selling out. So hopefully we'll have that same problem this year.
Jason, you look like you're getting ready to talk. Oh, I'm just listening. You were just out late, and you're just choking something back. Okay.
Too much deer jerky.
Yeah, too much deer jerky.
Yeah.
Would you like some deer jerky?
I would actually try some deer jerky.
Yeah, this is from Brother Jeff's deer.
Okay.
Somebody said it was eating the salt lick when you shot him, so it's pretty well seasoned.
It's a lot better.
That's a vicious rumor started by jealous people.
Yeah, I once went to my wife's cousin's house, and he had fresh squirrel jerky, which I did not try that day, actually, I must say. So deer jerky sounds much more appetizing to me.
The most work of hunting, we made dove and dumplings once. You don't realize how many dove you have to shoot to make dove and dumplings.
Yeah, not too much meat on a dove.
Yeah, no.
Larry, are you awake? Are you going to have any questions here for for Thunder Lowe's?
No, so Rick, it's my understanding Victor's going to do another 48 state or 49 state.
That's been discussed. At one time, I guess it was about 5 or 6 of them. I know Sam and Tommy Gammon and Vic all went around. They did basically a 48 state run. And they visited all the learning centers in the various states and things like that. And they were gone for a whole month. And there is talk about that happening. I'm not sure it's going to happen 2019. I think it's probably more of a 2020 ride. But
by that time, Pete will have a motorcycle, I'm sure.
I did own a Vespa one time.
Yeah. And it is a pretty good clip.
A Vespa.
It's about 14,000 miles.
Wow.
I have enough high-risk activities in my life that I don't need to add a motorcycle to the mix.
Yeah, but I'm thinking you can take Larry along and then lose him along the way.
If I could use my Vespa, yeah, I'd do that.
If I could put Larry in a sidecar, then it would be absolutely hilarious.
You could probably leave him at a Grand Lodge convocation somewhere along the way.
Somewhere along the
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on.
Not a problem, gentlemen.
We're going to try and... if you see anybody else interesting or uninteresting, we'll make fun of them.
We have a potential
Sounds
guest.
good. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Oh, we got Mr. Lopes.
The Prince of Peace.
Do we have to call him Prince?
Sovereign Prince.
Sovereign Prince.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce the Sovereign Prince.
We know him as Ernie.
Would you let him finish?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
He's too busy giggling, he can't talk. Good evening, Ernie.
Good evening. How are you guys tonight?
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about holiday happenings. You've been doing this for 21 years, you said.
No.
No?
Not 21 years myself. No. Holiday Happenings has been happening for about 22 years. So each year we try to expand on it. About 4 years ago, we started putting activities downstairs in our banquet room. And from there, it's every year we try to grow on it, improve upon it. After the holiday happenings this year, we'll have a meeting and see what went well and what needs to be improved on and what are some different acts that we can bring in.
Well, you had a new event last night, didn't you?
Yes. Last night, I wanted to try to do something different than the other concerts that we've had in the past, and we brought in the Caribbean Rhythm Steel Band from Easton. They're from the United Methodist Church up there, and we happened to see them at a nursing home nearby. They were doing an event there, and they were really wonderful, very talented bunch. So we booked them, and they had a great time last night. So the crowd was very pleased with them. I think it was a total of 14 members in the band. They have all the steel drums, the bass drums, the tenors, and all set up. And they bring them in a trailer and come down and set them up. And it's amazing the different types of songs that they've done. You know, I was waiting for them to do Beethoven. You know?
So you had a big crowd last night.
Last night we did. Our total last night was 1,244 people that came through the door, which on average we average around 600 or 700 on a Saturday night.
So for the out-of-towners, basically Holiday Happenings is 2 weekends.
Yes, 2
and it's
weekends.
Completely free for anybody that wants to come in.
Right. For the first and second weekend of December, it would be from 5 to 8 o'clock each Saturday and Sunday for those 2 weekends. And everything is free. The activities, we have Santa here. We have a clown making balloons for the kids. We have cookies from the Ladies Auxiliary from the SRVC. We have the Train Club. We help them start setting up September the 29th. They take a long time to set up all the platforms and make sure all the trains are computerized. They're switching over from manual to computerized controls. And we have the Lego guy who comes in. We have him in a banquet room downstairs, and he has like over 3 million pieces of Lego that he puts out on displays.
Yeah, I know when we were up here in October for rehearsal, they were already setting up the rooms for the trains and so forth. So.
Yes, because September's before October, Larry. That's
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
Larry, what kind of rehearsal was that? Was that for a play or
It was
a degree
a play
or
here,
a convocation?
A play here at the Scottish Rite. It was not a convocation. That was not a convocation, Jeff.
I just want to stand corrected.
Actually, Jeff, it was degree work.
Who was the degree master? Who was the degree master, Larry?
Who was the degree master? Jason Lewis, wasn't he? Oh, no, he's in Harrisburg.
It was you, but you didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
So you.
Oh, one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stood in back of the curtains on the side of the stage going like this, like we understood sign language.
So
there's only one sign we understand. It's that one.
So Ernie, tell us a little bit about your year as Sovereign Prince.
It's been very interesting, I'll tell you. It's I prayed a lot. Made many phone calls. It's been very interesting, different. Took me out of my realm of different things, but it's been really neat. I wouldn't have changed a thing. It's very rewarding, and the support that I get from my Sovereign Prince line is incredible. They have been very supportive and been right there
you guys,
just before I've had a nervous breakdown. So
I'm going to throw a little gas in the fire. You guys are almost as good as the Rose Croix line.
That's been said. We're picking up steam, so.
If you could just get rid of Scott Helms, you'd be right up there.
Well, that'd be an interesting year in 2 years, so.
Oh, he's already practicing his acceptance speech.
Now, Ernie, you have another position here. Are you in charge of robing? What is it that you do behind stage?
Yes, I am the director of wardrobe here at the Valley of Reading, and each year we try to improve on this a new degree that's coming up that hasn't been shown in many years, like 5 or 6 years. We try to reconstruct that whole degree. We have a wonderful seamstress, Janice Cocker, who's been working with me for the last 4 years, and we'll get the degree, find out from what era it's from, and then start making costumes for them. When I took over, a lot of the costumes were a medium or half a large sizes. So we're trying to make larger sizes, 2Xs, and some 3Xs, in certain sizes. And I'll tell you, the guys have been really happy with that. So it's not like squeezing sausage anymore. So
on display above our heads are some beautiful old costumes. Do you know the history of those for a little bit?
Those are ones that we purged from our wardrobe. We were going through and getting rid of a lot of costumes that we had from the 1930s and 40s, and these were 4 that were in great shape, and we wanted to put them on display just to show the history of the wardrobe department and the history of the Valley. So we were able to preserve those. They look really nice up there. But a lot of things, they were shredded, stained, so we had to discard a lot of different things. So,
yeah, they're definitely beautiful, and I guess that'd be a Masonic. They don't make Masons that big anymore, so
yeah, that would be a sub-small up there.
Yeah, sub-small, and if you were to purchase that today, it would be well over $1,000 per costume.
Oh, I bet. Wow. Well, thank you for coming over and visiting with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome to have a complimentary piece of jerky, deer jerky,
or bologna.
Great.
That is from a lucky deer.
I've heard it's a good season, so thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Let's take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with more holiday happenings.
Why choose George J. Grove & Sons for your next home improvement project? At George J. Grove & Sons, we've built our reputation on quality and trust for more than 50 years. From planning to materials to installation, George J. Grove promises a home improvement experience second to none. Whether your goal is reducing energy costs, decreasing maintenance, updating curb appeal, or simply increasing the value of your home, the George J. Grove team will recommend and provide solutions that stand the test of time. Call 717-393-0859 for an estimate or visit us at georgejgrove.com.
And we're back. So before we talk to Scott Helm, we certainly want to say thank you to some of our great sponsors. We have the Historic Smithton Inn and Weathered Vineyards that also serve DNS cigars in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. You may have even heard their advertisement on the show. Also to George J. Grove & Son. And I'm drawing a blank. Who else do we have? Help. Last but not least.
Well, at the end of the show, we'll
drum roll.
Well, I know what we're getting a new one. Somebody promised us some advertising next year, but we'll keep that under wraps for now.
Nice. Well, we certainly want to thank those that make the show happen. And also, if you've listened to the show or seen our website, you know that we have a new Patreon, right? So we have patreon.com/Masonic Light.
Yeah, and you can be a recurring sponsor. So you can either do $1 a month, $5 a month, or if you want to be a Master Mason level producer, $13 a month, and then you get all kinds of special benefits that we haven't thought of yet. That we're going to send you stuff if we ever figure it out.
Well, as most of our listeners know, we built a studio in the basement of Effort Lodge number 665, and the electric work and the outlets and the lights and all that was provided by none other than
Brother Scott Helm.
And what are
Past Master, Worshipful Master, and about 20 other titles.
And what is your current role here in the Valley of Reading?
I am Junior Warden for the Sovereign Prince line, the better line than them Holy Roller line, whatever it is. I am president
You mean the Rose Croy line?
Is that what they are?
Yeah,
Rosie, Girl, JK, Girl line. I am president of the SRVC.
What's that?
Yeah.
Scottish Rite Volunteer Committee. So everything you see behind me that was put on, we're kind of the head of that. We work together with the Sovereign Prince line and produce all this.
And what else?
Director of property. So during reunions, I put everything on stage, pull everything off stage. I'm here at all the freaking rehearsals, putting marks down.
That sounds so exciting. You sound thrilled about that.
Yeah.
And how far away do you live?
I'm only about 30 minutes from here.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow I magically moved myself exactly halfway between my Blue Lodge and the Valley of Reading. So.
Well, speaking of your Blue Lodge and your Master, you had a wonderful guest speaker a few months ago in October.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yes.
And his name was Jason Lewis.
He was.
Well, you can tell that Scott's really dialed it in this year as Worshipful Master. 3 of the hosts of Masonic Light podcast have been his speakers.
Thanks, Scott. You didn't ask me.
Well, I wanted real Masons. I learned, and I actually just had this conversation at my Blue Lodge the other day to try to encourage.
Is that your lodge or our lodge?
No, it's my lodge right now.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Scarrett Lodge in Cochranville, Pennsylvania.
If I misworded that, I'm sorry. Our lodge, their lodge, somebody's lodge.
The lodge.
The lodge. I noticed Masons that just in Blue Lodge, they don't understand the resources. Once I started joining some of these appendant bodies, Grotto especially, I've learned that the people are willing to come out and help with speeches, come out and do presentations. These are the active members. These are the people that are doing the research, learning the esoteric end of Freemasonry and all that stuff. So you're right. And sorry, thank you everybody for all that. And since I was not duly relieved last year, in 2019 I will be the Worship Master also again in Valley at Scarrett Lodge. So again.
Wow.
It's only my 3rd.
So you've done 2 years.
I'll do 2 in a row. I've already done 2 years.
Maybe this time you can invite Jeff to speak.
Maybe.
You haven't spoken at that lodge yet, have you?
I don't know what to talk about. I can talk about Santa Stumble. I can talk about Dobermans.
You can talk about Grotto.
I guess. Like, none of those guys will want to drive from Cochranville. The horses can't make it to E-Town.
Well, we will probably have a conversation, Pete, because last year I did a lot of the historic and also the esoteric version. I had Jack Harley there doing his
St.
John's lecture, which is an awesome lecture. So this year I want to do a lot of the appendant bodies. I know I have Harry Hackman coming on to talk about Scottish Rite. I have Kevin, wherever he got to, he's coming down to talk about some of the appendant body stuff. So you may be on that list for your tall cedars, or because you're most tall pine tree or something like that.
I'll be grand tall cedar as of Tuesday.
Or that too.
Grand tall hemlock. Cedar, hemlock.
Last Tuesday.
Or is it fir?
Tuesday, yeah.
I don't know, but I know. All I
Do
know
you
is
guys have convocations, or
I'm trading in my white pyramid for a red pyramid.
Ooh.
So it's very exciting.
So Scott, just so I'm clear, you're going to be doing 3 years in a row.
No, I was 2015, I was Worship Master.
Oh, okay.
I went right from Worship Master to Junior Warden, Senior Warden, back to Master, and now I'm Master again.
Okay. All right. But still 3 years.
And our district deputy was just standing behind us. So
He's right over there.
So in the end of 2019, if there's not a Worship Master, I will be handing him the Warren and Constitution. And I'll close the door.
Does he know that?
He's a past master of our lodge.
Oh, okay,
so, yeah.
okay.
He's actually my first line signer.
Okay.
So I'm not allowed to do anything wrong.
Can a district deputy be a master at the same time? Maybe?
No.
Wow.
No. I checked into that.
He could write his own dispensation.
I checked into that.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia would kibosh that.
Yeah.
We could bring Moyer out of retirement. You could go down and...
No.
Once again, we were looking for a Mason.
Is it true that you have to have a dip in your mouth to be able to be up in the front of Scarrett Lodge?
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Darn it.
A bottle of Jack and a tin of Skull. They're the requirements. Oh, God. So thanks so much again for wiring our building. It's still working.
Absolutely.
Looks good.
Nothing burnt down. We're good.
No, I think we're pretty good.
We're past the warranty point, so.
So,
Are you selling extended warranties now, or what's the deal here?
For 3 easy payments of $9.95.
You're on call 24/7, right?
Oh, seems like it. Yeah, my usual vocation does not understand a 24-inch gauge, so I was up for.
They use metric.
I think so. I was up for 26 hours yesterday.
Oh my!
Woke up at 6 o'clock Friday evening.
There's not 26 hours in a day.
No, it's 26 hours straight. I was up.
Oh, okay.
I think longer now, actually, if you do the math. I woke up at 6 o'clock Friday night, went to work, finished up at 5 in the morning, stopped at the diner, got breakfast, ran home, grabbed a shower, got in a tux, drove to Lancaster, went to Grand Lodge, went home.
To the convocation.
To the quarterly communication.
Oh, it was a communication.
It was. Convocations are done here at the Valley of Reading.
Well, tell this bird over
Communications are done at the Grand Lodge.
See, they do convocations here.
They do.
Communication, convocation, assembly, and rendezvous.
I rest my case.
A congress
I might have my
murder of
convocation
crows.
assembly.
But see, this is Scottish Rite, and Grand Lodge is Blue Lodge.
It doesn't make any difference. Why can't we put pizzazz in a quarterly communication?
You know, when you said pizzazz, the spit just came right out of your mouth.
Because his partial slipped.
That's why this belongs to me.
I got home.
Larry's yellow.
I got home, sat at the edge of my bed, getting ready to change into my suit to come up here. Said, I cannot lay down because I'll never make it to Scottish Rite. So I slept right through it. Came up to Scottish Rite, was here from 5 till 8 p.m. And then went home and, actually stopped.
At a diner again?
No, stopped at 3rd and Spruce and had a nice cheeseburger and some normal things to keep my Masonic weight up. And then went home, went to bed, crashed like a value jet.
Nice.
So
people don't realize it takes a lot of calories to maintain our bodies.
It does. It takes a lot of fuel to run this motor.
Yeah.
But no, and that's I think that's why I have the titles I have, is because I'm an idiot and keep going, and I don't know the secret Masonic word of no. But.
Well, we appreciate all you do here and for participating and tricking us into coming up to the Valley of Reading once again.
At the Historic Smithton Inn of Ephrata, Pennsylvania, we're pleased to serve the latest creations from Weathered Vineyard Winery, along with spirits from Thistlefinch Distillery in Lancaster. All to be experienced in the tasting room of a beautifully restored 18th century bed and breakfast. Cigars by D&S Cigar are available for your enjoyment in the courtyard. The Historic Smithton Inn is convenient to Lancaster County's most interesting attractions. Just minutes from the Ephrata Cloister and the Green Dragon Farmers Market. And a short drive can get you to charming Lidditz, thriving downtown Lancaster, as well as Hershey, Bird in Hand, and Intercourse. Or Valley Forge in Gettysburg. Whether you're looking for a romantic getaway or an active vacation full of sightseeing and attractions, The Historic Smithton Inn will be a welcoming oasis from everyday life, one that you'll want to visit again and again. Stop in and visit at 900 West Main Street in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, or check out our website at historicsmithtoninn.com, or simply call us at 717-733-6094. Just ask for Pastmaster Dave.
And we're back. Our next guest is the Commander-in-Chief of the Valley of Reading, illustrious Kevin Barnhardt, 33rd degree. Welcome, Kevin.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Brother Jeff.
How is your year going?
So far, very hectic, but very fruitful.
Fruitville.
Fruitful.
Oh, okay.
Fruitful, not Fruitville Pike. Fruitville. Fruitful. It's been time really flies. Being Commander-in-Chief of the Valley of Reading and something that culminates in the holiday happenings is really a splendid opportunity for us to open the Valley to the public and to let them know what we're all about.
Well, I will say, 3 of the 4 of us here were involved in the 8th degree.
Yes.
And I thought the whole day was well done. The whole day. Coming from a new transfer to the Reading Valley, I just thought you guys did a really, really good job.
We pride ourselves on our degree work here at the Valley. We're small but mighty. We have a lot of guys who are very, they take on many parts, but we have some very phenomenal gentlemen that do the work, and so many supporting cast members, whether in non-speaking parts or in the costuming or in the stage crew, marshals. It really all comes together, and we really have a great time. It's all about the fraternity and the brotherly love, and we really enjoy each other's company. I think we have more fun at the rehearsals and getting ready for the reunion. Obviously, the reunion is a lot of fun, but getting there is really like it's a testament that the guys really want to come out and be with each other and improve each other's ability to put on fine degree work. We have, depending on what degrees we put on, we sometimes have 8 to 10 different valleys coming to see the certain degrees that we put on. Because over a period of time, we put on obviously all the degrees, but it takes a few years to get them all in, and it's really a great opportunity to meet folks from other states and to learn more about Freemasonry and other jurisdictions.
Well, I will say I've been all over the United States doing Masonic stuff, and some bodies and groups can be kind of cliquish. And I just noticed when I was here for the degree work, if you walk from the makeup room to the stage crew, to the princes, to the Rose Croix, everybody's nice. Everybody's welcoming. Nobody's like looking at you sideways because you're not in their little club.
Exactly right. That's what we pride ourselves here at the Valley of Reading. Even when we opened the consistory line, I asked that the other presiding officers sit on stage with us, because it's really about recognizing our honored guest and our recognition of like we have 400,000 point honorees, our MSA. We've recognized Walt Fizz, who could not make it to the council deliberation this past year. We've recognized him on stage, and just makes it a wholesome opportunity for people to just feel warm and good about coming to the Valley of Reading.
Cool. I came.
Thank you.
So did
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Well, so Larry's a new transfer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Brother Larry.
And we're both big fans of the Valley of Reading because of Mr. Moyer. He sucked us in.
Well, Scott Helm had a little bit to do with that, too, yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't a hard sell.
Well, it's a very friendly valley, yes. And I like it.
Thank you.
Occasionally they use Navy language, and that makes me feel really at home.
Is that convocation?
It's a form of Aramaic, just what you were wondering.
So what's on plan for you for next year when you're done?
Well, hopefully I I got involved in the Valley 25 years ago, and I really like to knuckle down into some more degree work. Want to get into more of the dialogue in the degrees. I just really enjoy being on stage. I don't really have hobbies. I work very hard. I have a very good family life. But one of the things I like to do is really come to the Valley and really knuckle down and really go through the degrees and be on stage. It's almost like my little hobby. I don't fish. I don't hunt. So that's really what I like to do.
He doesn't hunt?
No offense, but
how about
I don't like to be out in the cold.
How about hunting for some deer bologna?
I like warm auditoriums as opposed to being out in the cold woods. But it's just something that grew on me, and I really like the public aspect of it, and just being out there and really hoping that when we talk to the candidates afterwards, that they really got something meaningful out of the degrees, and we certainly encourage them to come back. It's a lot to take in one reunion, but really want to encourage them to come back and become very active in the Valley, as in many other valleys. Our really dedicated fellows are getting older, long in the tooth, you might say, and we really need some replenishment of those fellas to come in and really want to do the work. We still continue to put on 8 to 10 degrees at our reunions, which is a testament to what we do, and we really want to continue to do that. So when I'm no longer responsible for a lot of things that go on here at the Valley, I'd love to just get back into the swing of things and be involved in more degrees.
See, notice, Larry, he didn't call it a play. It's a degree.
I called it a degree. You were calling it a play.
No, you were calling it a play.
So what's
Whatever.
So we had to give a 30-second elevator pitch to any Master Masons in less than an hour away from Reading. Why should they join the Valley of Reading?
Correct that. Any Master Mason who wants to have a good Scottish Rite experience should come to the Valley of Reading.
Exactly right.
Oh, thanks for the 10-second
Larry, it's
pitch,
not
Larry.
your commercial.
I thought that he was asking Kevin, not you.
You can edit that out, Jason, if you want to.
I think the Valley of Reading Scottish Rite really rounds out your Masonic journey, really gives you more insight into what we really do here at the Valley, and makes you a better person. And really, obviously, in Blue Lodge degrees, there's a lot of requirements, a lot of decorum that you have to follow there. Again, throughout the degrees, there is decorum that's portrayed on the stage, but by the same token, during rehearsals, you really get to build that bond of fraternal fellowship and love during the rehearsals, and we really, really take that to the degree here in the Valley of Reading. So everyone's welcome. We take everyone in who wants to be here and wants to be involved. We just don't want people to come in and join and say, gee, I'm a member of the Valley of Reading, but what? Do you participate? Do you really get involved and get engaged? Whatever it might be. I mean, we don't need you to be the guy standing on stage doing 300 lines. We want you to be in the wig department, costuming, on the stage crew, marshal, whatever the case, trust stewards. So we need everyone and anyone to really continue to foster the next 100 years here at the Valley of Reading. We celebrate 100 years this past year as the consistory, so we want to put another 100 years together, and in the same fashion we celebrated the first 100 years.
Well, thank you, Commander.
Thank you so much, and
Appreciate
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you. We appreciate the hospitality, and we'll be back many, many times.
Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you all.
Not if Larry keeps acting up the way he does.
So we're here at Holiday Happenings. We're getting ready to wrap up here, but we wanted to recognize our special producers, we call them, from patreon.com/Masonic Light Podcast.
Yeah, and I said it wrong the last time. It's Masonic Light.
So I'd like to definitely thank Brother Dan Madrigal and Brother Jason Brewster for their support. And anybody else, if you like to become one of our supporters, we will mention you and we will kiss your butt on the show religiously. Larry.
Pucker up, Moyer.
Do you have anything coming up Masonically?
Masonically, yeah. The installation of the Monarch of Grotto next week. And the biggie, the really biggie, Tall Cedars is installing the new, what the hell are they called them?
I'm the new Grand Tall.
The new Grand Tall Cedar, which will be you on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and my wife and I will be there for that.
And I appointed you and Jay, air quotes, Laser as my aides.
That's
for
right,
the year.
your aides. Exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be a great week. And also, too, I have some clips of interviews that I did at the convocation yesterday, which I will forward to Jason. I have 3. Jack Harley has a couple, so we'll get those to you. I did talk to Tim Dedman, who basically is coming on as our new marketing director, without pay, by the way. Yeah. That's all I have. Jeff?
Let's see. Tomorrow night I'm at Abraham C. Tricolor Lodge in Elizabethtown for rehearsal. Tuesday and Wednesday, Tuesday is Ephrata Lodge's stated meeting, so they'll install Todd Hoke. Wednesday's Lodge 43 stated meeting. They'll install Todd Benegas.
What's with all the Todds?
I don't know. Goose and Gridiron breakfast Thursday. Tall Cedars breakfast on the 15th.
Yeah, I forgot that.
And have a Royal Arch meeting coming up. I don't know when that is. I'm just looking at next week.
Jason?
Well, this week, which would have already happened when you hear this, I'll be installed at Lodge 43 as the junior warden.
Maybe,
if the vote goes through. And
have you learned your obligation?
Yeah, I got it now. And Pete, if timing works out, I have a doctor appointment in the evening of your installation, but I'm hoping to run down to at least catch that.
And I have on good authority that your wife will be
yes, I guess
not installing, but presenting. I don't know what you call it. Usually, a lady puts your pyramid on.
Your pyramid, your collar, and all that. Yeah. So my wife, who's good friends with brother Ken Hudson, will be helping him get installed as junior grand tall cedar. There is holiday entertainment for both the Valley of Harrisburg and the Valley of Reading. On the 16th, we have the Air National Guard Band of the Northeast in the Valley of Harrisburg, and then we also have the McCaskey Drama Club coming on, I believe, Tuesday the 18th to the Valley of Lancaster. So a couple different programs we do on the holiday. And stated meeting for the Valley of Harrisburg, and then I think that we finally slow down getting ready for the holiday. And if memory serves me correct, this is our farewell show until the next year, because we typically do take the holiday off as well. Bye, everybody. So we won't talk to you until you'll hear the show, and then we'll be back in January. So that's all I got.
We already said it. I'll be getting installed as Grand Tall Cedar. I'll be helping install. Well, it won't be me, but I'll be there in spirit for the grotto installation. And
I'll be at that.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and Lamberton is having a holiday party for the kids, and they always get some presents. That's December 15th, so I'll probably be at that with one of my kids.
With 4 people.
Oh, just one of my kids, the little one.
No, I mean 4 people cumulative.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Larry, take us out of here.
All right, hang on. Give me just a second.
All right. Usually I close the show with some frivolity, but tonight I'm going to mention, and I know this is getting through to some people because attending the quarterly meeting yesterday on the way into the hotel, I observed and heard 5 gentlemen talking about the Kipling dinner. Now, I don't know who these gentlemen were, but they were wearing tails and white shirts, so I assumed they were definitely Masons. So what I want to mention is that Masonic Light Podcast Gala honoring Rudyard Kipling, a dinner at the Media Heights Country Club on Saturday evening, April 27th, 2019. It's going to be a spectacular night with great entertainment and lots of fun. So keep your calendars open, plan on being there, and we're actually going to start in January to start selling tickets for this great event. Again, that's April 27th, 2019, the evening. It's a Saturday. It's going to be a great night out. Put it on your calendar, folks. This is Larry Maris.
Jeff Moyer.
Jason Lewis.
And Pete Ruggieri.
Good night, and thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Masonic Light Podcast with brothers Pete Ruggieri, Larry Maris, Jason Lewis, Jack Harley, and me, your dulcet-toned announcer, Brian Hill. Listen to all our episodes on our website, www.masoniclight.com, or via your favorite podcasting service.